What's up, guys? Welcome to the Millennial Stoner Podcast. I always get asked the same question about how you can support the podcast and everything, and I have two ways that you can support the podcast. Number one is by going to rotgut.shop. Rotgut.shop has all our merchandise. We got shirts, we've got hats, we've got hoodies, and all of the hoodies, shirts, and hats are designed with our lovely producers, Chris's artwork. It's awesome. We're going to have some new stuff coming up for the holidays and everything, and we're going to do some promos for those. So go to rotgut.shop if you want to buy a shirt and support the show. But if you're broke and you still want to support the show, you can also do it in another way. You can go to the YouTube page, Rotgut Studio, or Millennial Stoner, or Who the Fuck is Rob White. Go to any of those shows and like one of the posts, share one of the posts, leave a comment on one of the posts. Share it. Share the wealth and everything. We're loving all the support we're getting from you guys. So keep doing it. All right. My guest this week is a guy that I met when I first started doing comedy, and he's kind of a funny guy, but
Thank you.
He's a great guy. Throws a hell of a party every year at the end of the summer, ladies and gentlemen. Tony Landolfi.
Thank you for having me. Finally,
yeah, I know.
On Millennial Stoner. Well, you were the one who wanted to do this. Can we do it the day after your party? Yeah,
you said yes.
I know.
Go, no, it'll be good. It'll be after the bash, and I'll be puking in a bucket. It'll be fine.
Yeah, and I was. So.
You throw a hell of a party, though, man. That was.
Thank you.
That's
well,
always
my wife helps. Yeah.
I remember the first time I got invited to it. It was like.
I think I was drunk when I invited you.
You were.
That's usually how everybody makes it.
You were. I was like 2 years in, and you're like, you gotta come to the house. You gotta come to the party.
I think come to the house. I'll make some Zords.
But it was a fucking hell of a party. I remember sitting there and fucking chain smoking with Billy Geyer all night and just being like, seeing like everybody comes in because like all the comedians, always come later because people are working and shit.
Yeah.
So there's like the first rush, that's like the 5 o'clock
family.
to 10.
That's the family.
And then all of the scumbags come at 10.
Yeah.
After 10.
The family leave at like between 10 and 11, and that's when all the bad people show up, and that's
AKA Tony's friends.
That's where the real bad shit starts.
No, but it's cool that you do that, man. Like, you always invite everybody over. It never feels like exclusive. And it's
10 years now.
Doing it 10 years.
That was 10 years.
What made you just wanted to throw a party?
We bought the house.
Yeah.
And we bought the house 11 years ago. We didn't throw a party during the pandemic. We had a little get together.
Most people I know did that. Yeah.
With a few people, but we didn't throw the big bash. But we were like, let's just have everybody we know over. And when are we going to do it? We'll do it the weekend after Labor Day. Yeah. All right. And it just turned into this big, it just snowballed. So when we first started it, like I was barbecuing and shit. All this stuff.
Oh, yeah, the way it grows.
And then it just goes, now we get it catered. I have a karaoke guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all this.
Yeah, it's like
Karen made a bar.
Yeah.
She made that bar.
She made that bar?
Out of pallets. She made that
Tony's
bar.
house is really cool. He's got a really cool house. Like, you go in the backyard, it's like a fucking resort back there.
She made that bar out of pallets, yeah.
God damn. Out of the shipping pallets.
The shipping pallets, yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know your wife was that handy.
Oh, yeah, she's really good. Like, don't ask me to make shit like that, because that's not gonna, I just stand there with the screw gun in my hand, and she's like, put this together. Okay.
Oh, you're not like, because you're a mechanic, but you're not carpenter's a different thing.
Yeah, I really just have no desire to do it. Like, she was like, I'm going to make a pallet bar. I'm like, all right.
I support you, honey.
You gonna be leaving me alone for a while? No problem. Go ahead. I will help you every way you can.
Do you need my help, or can I just sit inside and watch The Exorcist?
Yeah, well, that was it. You're going to be making pallets? All right. Yeah, I'll be watching something that's got blood and guts in it.
I got friends that get moxie about that. They're like, I watched a YouTube video. I'm going to make a bar out of all these egg cartons. And
yeah, they get all hepped up, right?
Yeah.
She has a notebook, and like the plans are in her head.
Is she a fucking engineer?
You'd think, right? No.
That's what an engineer is.
She's got a degree in sociology. How the hell does that work? I don't know, but that's... And she's got this notebook with, like, these plans. And, dude, she made a fishing rod holder for me.
What?
Yeah, it was awesome. And then, like, after a couple years, she was like, let's throw this out. I was like, you made this. I don't want to throw this. She's like, I don't like it no more. Get rid of it. And,
I'll make you a new one.
It's taking up too much space in the garage. Get rid of it.
Jesus All right. Christ.
Yeah, she made that. She made a rolling bar now. I don't know if you saw it.
Like a mobile bar?
Yeah, it's a big on
I
wheels.
saw the big one, but I didn't see the little mobile one.
She made a rolling one too, so you can roll it around. And then like we have an outside propane. We have a regular fire pit, and then we got a propane.
You tell your wife to start
pit.
a do-it-yourself YouTube channel.
Sell this shit on Etsy. Or
yeah, do an Etsy page.
And she made like a nice cover for it, like tiled it all nice. And
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, you guys should make it right now because Halloween is that's our anniversary.
I know,
and it's a really big thing. She is in the process of making it right now. We had a bunch of plexiglass laying around.
Yeah.
Because when we had our bunny, Violet.
Yes, rest in peace.
We had it behind the couches. You had to put plexiglass.
Yeah.
Because she grabbed the
Chew
paper
on
from
stuff.
the sheetrock and just started pulling it. So she got all this plexiglass, and she's like, so for Halloween, she's making a giant like fish tank with the plexiglass, and then she's got skeletal fish, like the bones of fish, she's putting in there, and she's got a skeleton with she's like, you got a fishing pole?
Skeleton with it? That's so awesome.
So she's got a fishing in the fish tank. She's got all this shit. Like I came home 2 weeks ago and I hear this noise in the back. I go, what is this noise? I bought a router at Harbor Freight and she's routering out so she could slide the plexiglass.
Yeah. So it's Holy shit.
Well, that's me, man.
Yo.
How many wives do you know ask your husband for a belt sander for their birthday? Right?
The only wives that do that also have wives.
Yeah.
But like,
like, what do you want for your birthday? You know what? I need a belt sander. All right, I'll get you a belt sander.
Yeah, wrap it up. It's for the little woman. Thanks, Home Depot. Tony, why you go to Home Depot? Christmas shopping.
Gotta get something
belt
nice
sander, a chainsaw, fucking. That's cool though, man. That she does that shit because
she's awesome. She really is.
I mean, like, she built a bar out of pallets. She made a fishing skeleton. Your yard's probably really fucking decked out during Halloween, isn't it?
People stop to take pictures.
You're one of those houses?
Yes. They stop to take pictures.
She does like dioramas in the front
All
yard.
kinds. So we have we're on the corner.
Yeah.
So
I know
there's a
Benny place.
sewer grate in front of our house.
Okay, yeah.
So she made a Georgie statue, and then she made
From it.
And then she made a red balloon with lights in it, and she hooks it up to the sewer grate, and it stands up, and then Georgie lights up and everything. She went out and bought a little raincoat, and she got like this little mannequin thing, and
I gotta come by your house on Halloween.
You gotta see this
I gotta
shit.
see this shit. We gotta fucking. That's amazing.
She makes all kinds of.
I love that shit. Like when you see houses like that, they got a 60-foot skeleton in the front yard and
All
a
right,
fucking werewolf.
if you-
have the 6-foot skeleton or whatever the fuck.
The Grim Reaper stands right by the front door. That was at my wedding. That was.
You've had it for that long?
Yeah, he was at my, like, when you walked into the wedding, he was like, "Bruh, I'm coming for you," whatever the hell he said or whatever. And now he stands by. You know what it's like coming home at like 2 a.m, half in the pig, and you start walking up to the door, and all of a sudden the fucking Grim Reaper, you're like, what the Grim Reaper's standing.
Oh, this is the night.
Oh, Jesus. Sometimes I'm just like, all right, just do it. Just do it.
If there was ever a day.
Yeah, today's a day.
You fucking love Halloween, don't you?
I love Halloween's my favorite.
You got married. You and Karen got married in Halloween. I saw a picture. You were dressed up as a Joker, right?
Yeah. Well, she said if we ever got married, she always dreamed of having a Super Friends wedding. So
wait, from like the 80s and shit.
Yeah. So she was Wonder Woman. I was the Joker. My brother, who was my best man, he was Two-Face. His wife was Harley Quinn.
That's awesome.
The real Harley Quinn, not
yeah.
the slutty Harley Quinn. Real Harley Quinn. My buddy Jay was the Scarecrow, and Karen's maid of honor, her best friend Kelly, was Poison Ivy.
Nice.
So it was she
You
was
had,
the
the whole crew.
She was the only hero in it. We were all villains,
More
and
fun
she
to
was
be
the
the
only. She was the only hero.
Well, yeah.
So.
In that relationship, she definitely is.
Yeah,
But
my dumb fat ass. You gotta be the hero.
So I mean, that's cool. What made you decide to get married in Halloween? Just because you loved it, or
It just gave us an excuse to dress up like that, and everybody came in costume.
yeah?
You know who
So,
didn't
like,
come in costume? Fucking George Gallo came in a suit. I'm like, what the hell, man?
That sounds like George, though.
Yeah. 2 people did not come in costume. My father-in-law and George Gallo. Everybody else was dressed up in costumes, and they were like, "This is great. We didn't have to get all fancy. Come hang out."
I've worked weddings like that before, where it's like I used to work at Giorgio's out in Riverhead, and they would the amount of people that would like have weddings on like Christmas, but like Halloween was like a big deal. Like, somebody to get that date on the 31st, I ended up working it all the time. And sometimes what they would do is they would do something like they do something really cool where like everybody's dressed up and it's like, all right, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But then there was other people that would come in and they'd do like the overly fancy one where they have the masks with the fucking
like
you know
the
what
eyes
I mean?
wide shut party.
Like eyes wide shut. Like I'm walking around being like, when's the orgy start? I don't know when it's fucking.
We had it, and then the favor was everybody got a little metal bucket.
Okay.
And it said our name and the date on it. And then the centerpiece on every table was a wash tub full of candy.
That's pretty sweet.
Wash tub had different kinds of candy in it. Your favor was you went trick-or-treating to each table.
This is adorable, Tony.
My wife I'm not that clever.
I love to take credit for it, but
So you went trick or treating, and then it was and we didn't have like all the flowers were like dead, like it was these black dead flowers and stuff like that. The DJ was like, I've never done anything like this. This was amazing.
Did you have metal playing the whole time?
No, actually we had a lot of good stuff. There was some metal. I'm not gonna lie.
I know you.
Have to have metal playing, but
every time at your party, there's a point in the night where you drink too much and you go, "I'm putting my music on," and then you stand in front of the fucking jukebox with Judas Priest blast, and I can see your wife stare at you like, "This motherfucker."
Priest, that's the warning.
Yeah,
this Priest.
You go, I'm putting Priest on. I got fucking Rob Zombie coming up.
All of a sudden, Gojira pops up, and everybody's like, "What the hell is this?"
It's like it's a fucking awesome band. That's what it is. You saw the fucking the Olympic thing,
dude. I cried.
Dude,
I'm not kidding.
Happy.
I had tears coming down my eye, and I looked at Karen and I go, "France just made the whole world look like a bunch of pussies."
Pretty much.
France,
the French,
the country that surrenders to everything. You could take the country with 3 news cameras. They just made the whole world look like a bunch of pussies.
Badass. They were like out the windows. There was a headless Marie Antoinette.
They were all over the Marie Antoinette.
I know, it was so fucking cool, man. Like, as a metal fan, you're like, we finally made it.
Yep.
Because, like, for years, people were like, it'll never be mainstream, blah, 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 blah.
You'll never see a metal band playing the halftime show at the Super Bowl or anything like that.
Or there's no category for it in the fucking Grammys or whatever. They have rock out. There's no, like,
they did metal.
They did recently, but for years there was no category for it.
1988, they brought it.
Are you sure?
Metallica was lost to Jethro Tull. Everybody in
that's
the
what
world.
I'm talking about. I think that's what I'm like. Jethro Tull?
Yeah, that was 1988.
Oh, you know Jethro Tull. He fucking heavy in shreds, right? What are you listening to there, fucking Jethro Tull?
I was
Enslayer?
Blasting Aqualung. And people
that's what I mean. I think with the
like,
Grammys, they look at it as like, well, we're going to give them a little acknowledgement, but not really.
Yeah.
So to see like a band, first of all, a band that's, Gojira's a great band. Like, they're just a good band.
And they're environmentalists, so I love that about them, too.
Yeah, me too. And they fucking rip. I've seen them live, and
they're amazing.
They're amazing, dude.
Amazing band.
So for them to, like, go out and they're also a French band, so it made the most sense for them. There's a huge heavy metal scene in France. So I was like, this is amazing. I watched it like 8 times in a row.
Oh, I constantly pull it up on
I saw you on Facebook. I fucking found it.
Yes, I was trying to. Every one I found had commentators talking.
No, I just wanted to watch it.
Just shut the fuck up and let the magic happen.
Oh my god, it was so cool. The headless Marie Antoinette. I'm like, this is the most fucking.
Well, that was
so cool.
So what I read was that castle was called the Concierge.
Yes. Okay.
That's where the King of France hid during the French Revolution,
during the riots and everything,
and that's where they beheaded Marie Antoinette.
Yes, that I did know.
So that's why they did all that.
See, look at that.
And that song they sang was a song that the French revolutionists, as they were marching,
I did not know that,
would sing. They turned it. I mean, the chorus
turned it into a metal song.
They turned it into a metal song. Not for that. It was already out before that they did that.
What's your personal favorite? Like, what's your top 4 metal bands? Because for those of you who don't know, Tony was on WBAB for a while. You did Metal Shop.
Fingers
right?
Metal Shop. I was co-host of Fingers Metal Shop for 10 years.
Yeah, time, so.
On WBAB.
And that's kind of how you and I became friends, because I also would like talk to you about heavy metal and Priest and horror movies and shit.
Horror movie thing is like when you meet another horror fan.
It's like 2 serial killers.
Who's like as deeply into it as you are. Like, I watch horror movies. I've seen Friday the 13th. And no,
I watch horror
movies. Have you seen a Serbian film? What? Get away from me.
That's the measurement for it, by the way. When somebody comes up to me and says, I've seen horror movies, I go, have you seen Serbian film?
Yes. That's the yardstick. That's it.
Because it's not. Listen, it's not. There's far worse movies.
Yes,
but it's pretty bad. Like
it's horrible.
It's terrifying.
It is horrible. It really.
That's one of those
is.
movies you watch just to like. That's like your merit badge.
That's just say you watched it.
Yeah, you got it.
You're
Yeah,
like, yeah, I saw a Serbian film. You're like, that one and like Martyrs is another one. Like
Martyrs
you just say,
fucked up.
I watched it to watch. Or what's the one? It's a French movie and it's all in reverse.
Irreversible.
That movie is
The movie
like
starts one of the most brutal things you'll ever
you
see.
watch it once and then you throw it in the garbage. You never watch it again.
But it's
and
like,
then you
again, you want that badge.
and then you go to confession. Because you watched it.
It's what's her name? Is Mina Sorvino in it too?
No, Maria Bello.
Maria Bello. That's
No,
right.
not Maria Bello.
No, I think you're right.
No, Maria Bello is a different actor. Oh, what the hell is her name? Now start Googling. No.
No, you got this?
No, you Google.
Oh, I'll Google.
It's your show. Google, bitch. She actually lives out east in
I thought it was Monica Bellucci.
Monica Bellucci. She lives out east in like Blue Point or
This
something
movie's
like that.
fucked up.
Bayport.
Yeah, she does.
So, yeah.
It's Vincent Castle and her, and it's like it's one of the most interesting films you could watch because it's the reason why it's called Irreversible is it starts at the end.
The end. The opening credits are the closing credits.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then when the movie ends and they're all happy, you're like,
Yeah.
Jesus! Like,
You see what
I don't ruin it because like you it's about the journey with that movie. Like you got to like sit through it.
That's one where
And it's considered a horror film too.
That's one where it's like you're watching it and like the wife walks in, you're like, don't come in here. Don't judge me.
You don't want to see this.
Don't come in here and don't judge me, please.
What's like yours, like, because we always talk about horror movies. What's your personal, like, what's your top 5? I love, or like top 10 or whatever. Like, what's your go-to, the ones that you always watch?
Number 1 is Human Centipede. I love Human Centipede.
I fucking knew you were going to say that.
I love
that. Was
Human
another one that people were like, let's get together and watch it.
Yeah.
Like, you wanted the badge of honor.
I've watched all 3 of them.
Yeah.
The first one is my favorite,
I think the first
all-time
one's a
favorite.
great fucking.
And my badge of honor is that Tom Six follows me on Twitter. So that's or X now. So I'm like I haven't been on Twitter in forever, but I won't delete.
But you know that he.
I won't delete the account because he follows me on Twitter.
I haven't posted in 5 years, but
yes, but Tom Six follows me. So,
Human Centipede,
Exorcist.
Yeah, first one, right?
The original Exorcist. Don't get me wrong. There was Exorcist 2 is terrible. Like
3 is not bad.
3 is good.
Yeah.
The one with the 2 girls I liked.
What was that? The
last
one they did?
The last one they just did.
That's Believer or something
Yeah,
like that.
Believer.
Right? Yeah, I didn't see that one.
The prequel.
What was that? The one with
They shot it twice. And,
there's a whole nother movie with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was interesting, but
I like the with most of those. I like the beginning, and then it goes nowhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the original Exorcist is a good one.
Oh, that's a great one.
So the first horror movie I ever saw.
Yeah, what's the first one you ever saw?
So I was a kid. I was like 4 years old.
Yeah.
5 years old, and my grandparents had a Betamax.
Jesus.
And my aunt.
Better quality than VHS for the record.
My aunt Cindy, may she rest in peace. She was only 13 years older than me.
Yeah.
She came home with this movie, and it was all it was called was just a bunch of S's. And what it was this girl, her grandfather was a scientist, and he was doing these experiments on men where he would like give them like snake venom or snake DNA, and the guys.
That's what it was called.
The guys he was in cobras, and they would slowly turn from human
to cobra people
to cobra snake. And so he does it to his granddaughter's boyfriend, and it's him just slowly changing, and it got me interested in. I like metamorphic horror movies, like Roger
body
Corman,
horror is what they call it. Yeah,
not Cronenberg, like all Cronenberg.
Yeah, I love
films.
Cronenberg.
They're all
Videodrome, Chronos.
No, that was
No, that's the Benicio del Toro.
Benicio del Toro.
Not Benicio.
No. You are terrible.
Dude, I'm the worst. He did Mimic.
Yes.
Chris, who's the guy who directed Pan's Labyrinth?
Pan's Labyrinth. Yes. Benicio.
Guillermo del Toro. I was close.
Guillermo del Toro. You got the Del Toro.
No. He was Videodrome Scanners. Yeah. Rabid's great.
All of those where the body's all twisted up and shit like that. So those kind of movies. Yeah, I always try to think like the person that it's happening to, like what's going through their brain,
Really?
like
Yeah.
right now. Like, what the fuck? Like Elm Street 3, the girl turns into the cockroach.
That's
It's
4.
4. The girl
Yeah.
turns into the cockroach.
They're the most horrifying
What was it
transformations.
going like in her head that she's turning into
I'm a bug now.
this cockroach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
That's
shit
like I
that.
think about that because I like werewolf movies.
Yeah.
So like the idea of like a werewolf movie,
Well,
it's like
my
what would
next
that,
one
like-
was American Werewolf in London. That was
love that.
I saw
First
that.
of all, that movie's hilarious.
Yes.
The movie's so goddamn
So
funny.
funny.
Yeah. And it's also like I always point out, I'm like the climax of that movie is badass because the wolf they got is so fucking cool and it's on all fours. It's a little bit different, but it's this giant dog and it's fucked up, man.
Giant dog, like the way it should be. It should look like.
And it's also funny, like when he starts seeing his buddy comes back and he's all fucked
Griffin
up.
Dunn. Just keeps coming back.
Hey, can I have a piece of toast?
Like you see it going down his
neck
throat,
comes
you're
off, and then eventually he's just a skeleton. Like,
Yeah.
hey, buddy. Like, I like when horror's got a little bit of a sense of humor to it. 'Cause I think horror is indicative of comedy.
The new McAvoy film that I just saw, Speak
Oh,
No
yeah,
Evil,
you saw Speak
it's
No
got
Evil.
a lot of funny shit in it.
Yeah, that's some funny shit in it. Yeah, that's good. It's disarming.
Late Night with the Devil. Great,
It's one of the best ones I've seen.
great movie. And
Fucking-
hardly anybody knows anything about it. And
watched-
that's what I love about it, because that's like your own personal, like, little hidden gem.
But it's like
you know.
everything I like about horror is in that movie.
Yeah.
Everything I like about it, with like the weird, because like if you watch the movie, and there's no spoilers or anything for it, but like you watch the movie, it's kind of a found footage movie.
Sort of.
It's sort of
a
like
TV show, but
TV show, but it's kind of a found footage movie. But there's like backstory, like he goes to the Bohemian Grove type stuff. So there's like there's little and the guy in the head of it, who if you don't know, if you ever seen The Dark Knight, the dude that's the main guy in Late Night with the Devil was, remember in The Dark Knight when Harvey Dent finds the Joker henchman?
Really, that's
That's
reference you're going to use. Not that he was Polka Dot Man in the Suicide Squad.
Who saw that?
That's good. I like the second Suicide
I
Squad.
love the Suicide Squad. I like all of them.
James Gunn is great. I love his films.
I love fucking
Slither. Great movie.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I like
Slither.
Slither rules.
Great movie. So much homage to so many horror movies. In
ones that I
Slither.
like. I like because you're right. I like creature features and stuff where people turn the bugs.
Yeah.
And like, because that's like terrifying to me. Like if I found out that I was turning into some sort of monster, that'd be fucking insane. That would be terrifying to me.
I'd be done.
You just kill yourself.
I'd like Stephen King in Creepshow when he's getting all covered in the grass and then
Meteor
finally
shit.
He just puts the shotgun in his face. Yeah.
All right, but that's it. He's turning into moss. What if you were like? What if you found out you were becoming a werewolf at night?
That's a different story.
That's a different story.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Well, depending on like what kind, like if it's
Bipedal werewolf and you have a 6-pack.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely staying because then I'm all ripped and shit.
Yeah, you're like
nobody
you
wants a fat werewolf come. How you like the fat werewolf's coming? All right, he'll be here in 15 minutes. Let's go have a beer.
That's the movie I'm gonna make. I have Tony. Tony gets bit by a werewolf.
Fat werewolf's coming.
It's called Jacked Werewolf.
It's just.
Tony turns into fucking.
Nobody's running from fat werewolf. They're just like.
When's the last time you've ever seen a fat werewolf in a movie?
Throw him a slice of pizza.
You know,
it'll be fine.
just throw him a slice of pizza. He's good.
It'll be fine. You don't need a silver bullet or wolf's bane or anything.
The chase scene is just you sitting down eating a sandwich to
Yeah.
throw at you.
It's like when they throw shoes at the leprechaun. He's got.
That was the first horror movie I ever saw.
leprechaun.
Swear to God.
Really?
My cousin. So I never had. I had 2 older cousins. They were my big brothers.
Right.
They tortured me.
Yeah, that's
and they
what
would
you
do the thing you all know, lock you in a room and make you watch this movie.
Yep.
And because of that, I fell in love with horror movies. And I'm
got-
also a serial killer, but forget it. No.
I tortured my little brother.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah.
So bad. So it was. Remember Tales from the Dark Side?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
The show, the movie, both.
show.
Yeah.
So the show, the one episode we watched. So when my parents split up, we used to go with our father on the weekends, and on Friday nights my dad would go bowl. He was on a bowling league.
Fred Flintstone.
And he'd be out until like midnight or whatever. And most of the times we would go. He would take us with him, and all of a sudden he was like, "Yeah, you guys can stay home if you want." I'm like 15. And my brother, he's 6 years younger than me, and we're watching Tales from the Dark Side. And this episode is this girl's renting a room. She's in college. She's renting a room from a doctor.
Yeah.
And there's a little door in the room. And he's, don't open the door. Of course, they don't listen. I got to open the door. So the door's locked or whatever. And she finds the key to open it, and something comes out, but she never sees it. And then, like, she's getting to bed, and like you see this little claw come out from under the bed, swipe at her and shit. Gets to the point where finally it's paying off. You're gonna see what's in the door.
Yeah.
The door's shaking, and she's walking. The music's playing. My brother's got his eyes closed. Tell me when it's over. Yeah, no problem. The minute she grabs a handle, it's over. Is it? She opens the door. And it's like this skinless ape creature. And he's like, he kills her and drags her into the thing, and the doctor is like, that's his pet or whatever. The funny part is where we lived, in a house we lived in North Babylon, we had a little door in our bedroom.
No, Tony.
It went to a crawl space, like storage and stuff. Yeah. We had a little door. So now, that was on Friday. It's now Sunday. We're going home. My brother's petrified because he's got to go to bed, and the little door is in the room. So I run up there before he gets up there, and I throw the cat in the crawl space. And I close the door. Okay?
And in my head, I'm like, what's he going to do? I know he's not going to crawl back there and wait.
Throw the cat in there. And I come back down. All right, I got my clothes in there. And so now my brother had to go to bed an hour before me. And so my mom's like, all right, you got to go to bed. And man, I can just get to bed. And I'm just waiting. Still waiting. And it's like 15 minutes in, and he starts screaming. Oh.
Jesus Christ.
We run up there, and what is the matter? And he's like, he's pointing, and he's white as it goes. And I'm so sorry for doing this to you, Jimmy. He's pointing at the door. And so my mom's like, what the hell is that? She opens the door, and the cat's like, meow. And I'm like,
if you're a real asshole.
I got grounded.
If it was a real asshole, you should have shaved the cat so it was a hairless cat.
She's like, Peppa, how did you get in there?
You're such a motherfucker. You're such a motherfucker.
Petrified.
Oh my God.
It's horrible.
It's funny though. But that's what my cousins used to do to me and everything like that. We used to watch
torture this shit.
So because they showed me all the Friday the 13th movies, right? For a long time I was petrified of Jason. So what they would do is
not his mother.
No.
She was the killer in the first one.
No, I'm scared of my own mother. But she the freaking Mrs. Voorhees doesn't hold a candle to my mom. Anyway, we used to play football at my grandmother's yard. She had this deep woods and everything. They would purposely throw the football far, tell me to go get it, and my cousin Chad would double around, and I would go get the football, and he would start like trudging behind me, and I would never look behind me because in my head I was like, that's Jason. So I would just run out. So he would just walk because he knew, because that was the whole thing with Jason. He would just walk and everything. Oh, it was terrible. One time, and every year, my cousins, they would dress up like hardcore for Halloween. One time, my cousin Nick dressed up as this fucking dead body with a buzzsaw through his chest. He had a really good costume. And he would just wait outside my house. So I would come home like, I'm dressed as a Ghostbuster. This is great. And then I would look out the window and I'd just see, the equivalent of what would be a Hellraiser fucking Cenobite. And I was just like, Mom, call the fucking cops! Call the cops! There's a zombie in the front yard! Dude, but
Joseph, stop being ridiculous.
No, and then she would go out there and she'd be like, it's your fucking cousin.
It's your cousin Nicholas.
Because my mother's like old school Scottish, so she didn't take no shit. She just walks out there and she's like, let me tell you something, mister. You're not going to scare my fucking son.
Come out here and scare my son.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll make you look like that for real.
But that's what I fell in love with horror movies, though, because of all this shit. And then as I got older, I was just like, dude, fucking Friday the 13th rules, Halloween rules.
Yeah.
And then because of that, I'm like, all right, I have everything that's in America. Let's see what the fucking European market.
When you start going into like the Japanese and the
Japanese
European,
stuff's fucked up.
Japanese stuff, like not only is it gory, it just fucks with your head so bad.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on over
there. And they use storytelling a little bit.
Yeah. And it's just like, I don't know what's going on.
You ever seen Audition?
Over there. Oh, I love that movie.
The movie rules.
I love that movie.
But I remember the first time I watched it, I was just like, I may never watch this again.
Oh, yeah.
You watch that because, like, again, certain movies in horror that you watch just to say that you
I own a copy of it.
I do too. I do too.
Like,
I like to lay that because my friends always goes, let me borrow one. And I'm like, here, if you can get through that, then I'll give you something else.
That was before I saw a Serbian film. That was the measuring stick.
It still is. It's one of those ones where because that movie's I think it's 90 minutes. For those of you who don't know about Audition is basically a very simple story. It's about a woman who goes on an audition.
Well, the guy's wife, he's looking for a wife.
Yeah.
He makes believe he's a movie producer and he's auditioning women. And basically what they're auditioning for is to be his wife.
Yeah.
And the one he picks
is very crazy.
Nuttier than squirrel shit.
But the movie is all build up to the last, 20 minutes of it?
Yeah, like 20
because it's all, there's one scene that always sticks out to me where she goes in the audition and first of all, the woman's fucking, like, beautiful. Like, she's, like, very, like...
And very demure.
Very demure, but she's very pretty.
Very,
and at one point, they cut he's like, I'm going to call you. And then it cuts to her, and she's sitting on the floor, and it's like dark. Her hair is like the ring. She
like
looks
the
like
ring, and she's just
kneeling
on
waiting
the floor,
for the phone,
staring
to ring.
at the phone.
And then there's a bag next to her, and right before it cuts to the next scene, the bag just like rolls over.
The
and moves.
phone rings, and then the bag flips over.
Oh my god!
What the fuck is that?
Yes. It's fucking crazy though, man. It's like, let me ask you a question too, because you talked about this before. You like all the horror movies and everything, and we got a couple minutes left. You always said, because you were on the radio for a while, you did Metal Shop of Fingers, and you had talked a little bit before about like, I want to start my own podcast. I want to be a comedy, but you had said paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
Is that like, because you said your house is a little haunted, right?
Yeah. Kristen Tinsley, she does the show. You know,
I know everybody. Yeah, people know.
She brought her talk box.
The one with the white noise.
The spirit box.
Yeah, spirit box.
And she said, I've never had this much activity on a spirit box ever. Like, it was just bah, 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 bah.
So what's in your house?
This is a lady.
There's a lady in your house.
A little kid.
And a little kid.
Little girl.
And sometimes you see them?
Yeah. So a little girl, I saw her. I was washing the dishes. And I just looked over. She was looking at me washing it. I was like, oh, shit.
So are you scared about it? You're used to it now? Or like...
It still kind of freaks you out a little bit.
You don't like being in the house by yourself?
Sometimes I get a little... So one time, this is funny because I got in trouble with the wife because of this. Karen was out. It was night. She was out on a Sunday doing shit or whatever. And I'm sitting watching TV. And it's like late summer, like this time of year.
Yeah. Almost fall, but not quite done with summer yet.
So I have all windows open and everything like that. My hallway, I have bathroom, bedroom. I'm sitting watching TV or whatever. All 4 doors slam shut. So there's 2 on one side of the hallway, 1 on one side of the hallway, and 1 at the end of the hallway. All 4. Bam! In one shot. They all just slam shut at the same time. Boom. And I'm like,
what the fuck?
Whoa, what the fuck? The door gets up. You know.
Doors slamming without you knowing it or fucking, that's scary.
So I get up and I investigate and I look at it and everything like that. And I go, all right, whatever. Go back to watching TV and I wind up falling asleep watching television. And then I'm woken up by the sound of glass breaking. I'm like, oh, somebody breaking in my house? I get up and I go, and in the kitchen, one of the cabinets is open. Okay. And there's a busted wine glass on the counter.
And you'd already closed.
Everything's closed. Yeah, I was. Yeah. So the cabinet door opened, the wine glass came out, and I go, fuck this shit. So clean up whatever. And now I'm just sitting up because now I'm just waiting. Karen comes home. I tell her, she's like, it was the wind. Now Karen will put it off because if she believes it, that's real, and then she can't because she's super sadistic. She got to sleep with the light on and like all this shit. So I posted on Facebook. The next day, JP from Roger JP show hits me up. Can you call the studio right now? So I'm like, yeah. So I call the studio, and he's like, all right, we're going to bring you on the air. You're going to tell this story, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I go on the air on BAB's, the morning show. At, like, the peak, it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. Like
I listen to WB.
Everybody's listening. I tell the whole story on BAB. Thanks. Like, right after it gets done, I get a text message from Cal. Are you fucking kidding me? You told that fucking story.
Dude, that happened to a buddy of mine. So I had friends that were actors, and they did traveling theater for a while. And when you do traveling theater, basically the production company houses you. They were in, I think, like some Midwestern state.
So you get like the quality shit like we get when we go on the road from the.
No, they treat them
clubs.
far better.
Oh.
No red roof inns for these guys. No, they get. So there was a house my friend Justin stayed in, my friend Domingo, and they basically like it was one of those things where it's like it's a little weird here, and then eventually like things started happening, and they go, they basically called the person, like, it's haunted.
Oh, thanks for letting us know before.
But what happened is they were having an argument in the kitchen because all this weird shit was happening, and Domingo wouldn't acknowledge it.
Right.
And Justin's like, you got to acknowledge this. It's mad. Like, whatever this is right now, something's mad.
It's happening.
And as they were having this argument, the doors flew open. And my friend Justin, to this day, says, I swear to God, as I was standing looking at him, I saw a salt shaker hit Domingo in the face. And I said, are you not going to acknowledge it? After that, and Domingo goes, no, because if I acknowledge it, then it's going to get real. And then he left the room. But he said, I saw a salt shaker hit Domingo. He went like this and then just stared right back at me, just pretended like it didn't happen.
It. My aunt and uncle, they used to have a house in Islip Terrace, and it was way, 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 way back in the day. It was like, that's where the mob brought you to beat you up. And shit.
Oh, and the fucking boonies? Yeah.
So that house was like we would be sitting at the dining room table and like a glass would just come up and just ping, or like the paper towel would just come spinning off the.
Oh God, I don't like that.
Like these girls would give a fuck.
I don't like that.
Yeah, we're here. What are you gonna do?
So like you were saying before, like if you did like a podcast, you do something that was all about like paranormal shit.
Yeah, all the shit I've gone through since I was a kid.
Well, I hope you do that
until now.
That's. I mean, I broached the subject with you. It seems like you got a lot more stories about that shit.
Oh yeah.
What would you call it? Tony's Paranormal Poker Shack.
Fat Tony's Ghost Stories.
Fat Tony's Ghost Stories.
Brought to you by Shake and Vic.
Brought to you by Jersey Mike's. Hey, we make a halfway decent sandwich. Oh man, we gotta wrap up though. I would love to talk to you for another. Honestly, about this shit, I could talk to you for an hour about it, man. But I'll, it's Halloween. I try to have you on again. It's Halloween, spooky season right now, so
it's good.
Thanks for coming on. You kind of kicked it off, man. And
thanks for having me,
dude. I fucking love you, dude. Thank you for. You've always been good to me when I started comedy, and you weren't supportive. Actually, I'm gonna end with this.
I wasn't.
No, you were real supportive. But I remember the first time you ripped on me hard.
Yeah.
And we were at McGuire's, and I came off stage. I was hosting a show, and you go, "What are you doing?" Like I just see you standing at the bar, and you go, "What are you doing?" And I go, "What are you talking about?" And you go, "I saw you on stage." And I go, "Okay." And you go, "You call that an act?" And then you walked away from me.
Fucking with you,
I know. And I was like, what the fuck? And then later you're like, you came around from behind me and you're like,
Yeah, that's your.
So Tony Landolfi, I love you.
Indoctrination.
Yeah, it was. That was. I'm like, oh, I'm in.
Yeah, that's your coronation.
He made me feel
if
like
I don't
shit.
say anything, like if you come to me like, did you see my set? How was? Oh yeah, it was good. And I walk away.
Yeah.
I didn't watch.
No, that's when you started giving me shit. I'm like, he likes me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I love you, brother.
Thanks,
thank you for inviting me to your party. Thanks for always being a good time, and thanks for coming on the show, man.
Thanks for having me, bro. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem,
Love to do it
dude.
again
I can't wait for
sometime.
this to come out. It's gonna be fun. Just real quick at the end, guys. What's up, Chris? You want to direct me to do something? Do you have anything you want to plug, Tony, or anything like that, or?
This goes up tomorrow?
Yeah.
All right, so Saturday night, the 21st, the 9:30 show at McGuire's Comedy Club in Bohemia with Terry McNeely.
Terry McNeely, friend.
You're on that one, aren't you?
No, not that one.
Oh, what happened? You pissed him off?
I guess. I'll probably come down and hang out.
Oh, you're probably hanging with somebody else.
But
McGuire's Comedy Club, go to govs.com for tickets. It's the 9:30 show this Saturday, the 21st.
Yeah, come down. That's in the where's that? In the McGuire's one?
Yeah, McGuire's.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Sorry.
It's the one behind Applebee's.
The one behind Applebee's. Come check it out. If you haven't seen Tony, he's a very funny comedian. Come check him out. And our dear friend Terry McNeely, who hasn't got much time left on this planet.
Yeah. Come see him quick before you can.
Come see him quick before he's in an iron lung.
He'll
be the last human being to be put in an iron lung.
Get that one out of poor Jeff. they have in the lobby of the hospital over there.
And definitely come down and check out Tony. I'm going to be out of town with Terry McNeely. Actually, I'm going to be 27th, 28th. I'm going to be at Bristol Comedy Works. So I know we got a couple of listeners in Pennsylvania.
Fun time.
Oh, it always is driving Terry around. But I love you, Terry. Come on down, check it out. It's going to be me, Billy Geyer, Mike Ellison, and Terry McNeely and everything. It's a good little crew. Yeah, it's a good little crew.
Wow.
So it should be a fun show.
That should be a great show.
Yeah, it's a big one I want to plug. And also, I'll be at Sticks and Stones Comedy Club in November. Go to sticksandstonescomedyclub.com. Check it out. And coming down and see a show. We've got Rob White's down there. We got some all-star shows coming up, all right? Tony, I love you. And
Thanks,
people of Millennial Stoner, I love you guys. Good night.